AT&T third quarter results show continued 5G and fiber subscriber momentum. More customers choose AT&T as their converged provider for world-class connectivity. All right, let's just go straight to this right here. It's got all the numbers. We'll start first with the mobility side. Total wireless net adds. Postpaid phone plus 403,000. That beats out Verizon, which came in at plus 80,000. Prepaid phone looks like losses. 45,000 lost. Verizon bested them. All right, so yeah, that's Cricket. So it looks like Cricket took a step back, possibly Total Wireless kind of making an impact there because they were positive. Postpaid churn, phone churn, looks like AT&T is going to go down as industry leading, 0.78%. Verizon came in at 0.89. T-Mobile came in at 0.86. Postpaid phone ARPU increased by almost 2%. All right, so we have incremental increases there. EBITDA margin improvement, EBITDA service margin improvement. Total EBITDA also improved. So that's good. Service revenues are up year over year by almost, well, we'll just call it 1.7%. Service revenues also up by 4%. Equipment costs increased. That's not good. Or no, it went down, so that's good. Operating expenses went up. I'm guessing there's some additional network spend. Operating income is up. Operating income margin also up. Okay. Let's see. What else do we need to know? Let's find fiber.
Quick question, Sneed. I'm sorry to interrupt. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay.
How many net adds did they have?
408,000.
So they had 408 net adds.
Yeah, 408,000 net adds.
Okay, you're talking about just phones. Okay, so how many net adds did they have?
400. Hold on. Oh, total connections?
No, how many phone net adds? Like, how many net adds did they have?
Okay, so postpaid was 429,000.
So that was the entire net adds.
617,000 with connected devices. Oh no, without connected devices, 617,000.
So I don't understand. So it was 408,000 phones, and then 617.
403,000 phones, 429 total postpaid, 617 total connections. Net adds.
Okay, I think Verizon reported 239,000 total.
Okay,
ads,
so
if I'm not mistaken, is that correct?
Okay, so 239 total. How much of those were postpaid phone?
Well, I know you said 81,000 postpaid phone.
Right.
I'm not sure if that was consumer or was that for the entire company?
No, that was that's business plus consumer. 239,000.
So 239 phone net adds is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. And what's the 81,000?
Postpaid phone. Consumer postpaid phone.
Okay. So why compare consumer postpaid phone to their entire company's postpaid phone?
No, I mean AT&T had 403 postpaid phone and Verizon had 80,000 postpaid phone.
All right, so let me try to rephrase my question. Maybe I didn't ask you very well. So if AT&T posted 403,000 phone net adds, their entire company, that's in consumer and business, why compare that number to 81,000 if that number 81,000 is just consumer?
Oh no, we could do total connections. Yeah, so then it would be 239,000 because business for Verizon was 150,000.
Wow,
so
more than consumer.
And then AT&T doesn't report business, so yeah, I get what you're saying.
Exactly.
Let's just add them up. Yeah, I got you.
I'm just trying to understand what the apples to apples comparison is. Oftentimes,
okay,
and it's not necessarily yourself, but there are other content creators out there who will take just consumer postpaid phone net ads and compare it to another company's entire phone net ads.
Well, they
Because
are the most profitable customers, though, the postpaid phone.
agreed, but nobody else breaks out consumer and business. AT&T doesn't report that, neither does T-Mobile. I know Verizon does, but if you're going to do an apples to apples comparison, it's got to be how many phone net ads did Verizon accrue in this particular quarter. If the answer to that question, based on what you're saying, is 239,000, then we got to compare 239,000 to 429.
429,000.
Yep. So I mean, and if we don't, then we can't make a comparison at all because T-Mobile doesn't report. They don't split out
They don't
between
either.
consumer and business, and neither does AT&T. I was just
Right.
trying to make sure I understood. Continue. I
Yeah,
appreciate
that's
the
right.
insight. I appreciate it.
Yep. All right. So then moving kind of into the prepaid churn was 202.73. That's pretty low. That's still pretty good. They just didn't have they had losses for the prepaid. I'm telling you, I think it's Total Wireless that did it to them.
Yeah, Cricket has not been competitive. It's not just Total Wireless. It's not even just the competition in general. Cricket itself has not been competitive with the
People are
others.
saying it's getting kind of stale and weak sauce. Maybe they're right.
Cricket's very stale right now.
All right. Well, we'll come back to it. Broadband net adds, excluding DSL. Broadband net adds, fiber is 226,000. Non-fiber is minus 198,000. So to me, that sounds like people are they're getting cut off the DSL service almost as fast as fiber is added. AT&T Internet Air came in at 135,000 net adds. Broadband ARPU, $68.25, up 5%. Fiber ARPU from 68.21 to 70.36. That's up 3.2%. And that fiber is a winner for him. It really is. DSL is a problem. Internet Air is doing pretty good. Notice that they don't have the ads that Verizon does at the same time when Verizon was a year and a half into C-band, right? They just don't have the same vigor for fixed wireless. There's nothing wrong with the number. Like, there's nothing wrong with adding 135,000. But, like, they're not going to ever have, like, a 250,000, a 300,000 net add quarter for AT&T Internet Air. It's never going to happen. They simply don't have the desire to get all those connections on their network. They just don't. But it is still a decent number. It is. 135,000 is plenty good. Because if you think about it like this, if you lost 198,000 DSL customers and you're starting to approach that same number in Internet Air. So if they can get up to that point, then they're in good shape. I'm going to watch this. I'm going to watch this next quarter. I'm going to see if Internet Air creeps up to 150,000, 160,000, 170,000. And then that's much closer in alignment with their non-fiber losses, the DSL piece. Let's see. What is this? Latin America? They actually grew in Latin America. Total wireless net adds. Postpaid, they added 139,000. Prepaid, 187. The resellers lost customers. That's a problem. Uh-oh. Let's take a look at some financials. Operating revenues came in a little bit low. I bet you the market didn't like that, but everything else seems to be on point. Operating expenses went down. Operating income had a loss. That's not good. And we're talking about business right now. All right, so if I'm looking at this objectively, their business side doesn't seem to be doing all that great. Yeah, they're not as sharp on business as Verizon is. That really does seem to be more of like a Verizon specialty. All right, so AT&T CapEx, $5.3 billion versus $4.6 billion a year ago quarter. That's CapEx. Free cash flow, $5.1 billion versus $5.2 year ago quarter. So basically the same as T-Mobile, but I think Verizon came in at $6 billion. Is that right, B? Remember the discussion from yesterday? Okay.
Correct.
All right, total debt. It says $129 billion at the end of the third quarter. Net debt was $125.8 billion.